Hi guys, I'm back. Today I'm going to read Hosea 7 to 12, Proverbs 29, and Psalm 36. Let's get started. When I would heal Israel, the iniquity of Ephraim is revealed, and the evil deeds of Samaria, for they deal falsely, and a thief breaks in, and the bandits raid outside. They do not consider that I remember all their evil. Now their deeds surround them. They are before my face. By their evil they make the king glad, and the princes by their treachery. They are all adulterers. They are like a heated oven, whose baker ceases to stir the fire from the kneading of the dough until it is leavened. On the day of our king, the princes became sick with the heat of wine. He stretched out his hand with mockers. With hearts like an oven they approach their entry. All night their anger smolders. In the morning it blazes like a flaming fire. All of them are hot as an oven, and they devour their rulers. All their kings have fallen, and none of them calls upon me. Ephraim mixes himself with the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned. Strangers devour his strength, and he knows it not. Very hairs are sprinkled upon it, and he knows it not. The prophet did not testify to his faith, yet they do not return to the Lord their God, nor seek him for all this. Ephraim is like a dove, silly and without sense, calling to Egypt, going to Assyria. As they go, I'll spread over them my net. I'll bring them down like birds of the heaven. Discipline them according to the report made to their congregation. Woe to them, for they have strayed from me. Destruction to them, for they have rebelled against me. I will redeem them, but they speak lies against me. They do not cry to me from their heart, but they wail upon their bed. For grain and wine they gash themselves. They rebel against me. Although I train and strengthen their arms, yet they devise evil against me. They return, but not upward. They are like a treacherous bow. Their princes shall fall by the sword because of the insolence of their tongue. They shall be their derision in the land of Egypt. At the trumpet to your lips, a run like a vulture is over the house of the Lord. Because they have transgressed my covenant, they have rebelled against my law. To me they cry, my God, we Israel know you. Israel has spanned the enemy shall pursue him. They have made kings, but not through me. And he set up princes, but I knew it not. With their silver and gold they made idols with their own destruction. I spend your Caliph Samaria. My anger burns against them. How long will they be incapable of innocence? If it is from Israel, the cross was made, that it is not God. The Caliph of Samaria shall be broken to pieces, for they sow the wind, and they shall reap the whirlwind. The standing grain has no heads, it shall yield no flour, as if it were to yield. Strangers would devour it. Israel is swallowed up. Already they are among the nations, a useless vessel. They have gone up to Assyria, a wild donkey wandering alone. Ephraim has hired lovers, though they hire allies among the nations. I will soon gather them up, and the king and prince shall soon birth, because of the tribute. Because Ephraim has multiplied altars for sinning, they have become to him altars for sinning. Were I to write for him my laws by the 10,000s, they would be regarded as a strange thing. For as for my sacrificial offering, they sacrifice meat and eat it, but the Lord does not accept them. Now he will remember their iniquity and punish their sins. He shall return to Egypt, for Israel has forgotten his Maker and built palaces, and Judah has multiplied fortified cities. So I'll send fire upon his cities, and it shall devour her strongholds. Rejoice not, O Israel, exult not like the peoples. But you have played the whore, and have forsaken your God. You have loved a prostitute's wages on all threshing floors. The threshing floor and wine vat shall not feed them, and the new wine shall fail them. They shall not remain in the land of the Lord. Ephraim shall return to Egypt, and they shall eat unclean food in Syria. They shall not pour drink offerings of wine to the Lord, and the sacrifices shall not please him. It shall be like manna spread to them. All who eat of it shall be defiled. Their bread shall be for their hunger only. It shall not come to the house of the Lord. What will you do on the day of the appointed festival, and on the day of the feast of the Lord? Behold, they are going away from destruction. Egypt shall gather them, Memphis shall bury them, no one shall possess their precious things of silver, no one shall be in their tents. The days of punishment have come, the days of recompense have come. Israel shall know. The prophet is a fool, the man of spirit is mad, because of your great iniquity and great hatred. The prophet is the watchman of Ephraim with my God. Yet a fellow snares on all his ways, and hatred in the house of his God. They have deeply corrupted themselves, as in the days of Gibeon. You will remember their iniquity, you will punish their sins. Like grapes in the wilderness, I found Israel, like the first fruit on the fig tree in its first season. I saw your fathers. They came to Baal-peor and consecrated themselves to the thing of shame, and became detestable like a thing they love. Ephraim's glory shall fly away like a bird. No birth, no pregnancy, no conception. And even if they bring up children, I'll bereave them till none is left. Woe to them when I depart from them. Ephraim, as I have seen, was like a young man, long palm planted in a meadow. But Ephraim must lead his children out to slaughter. Give them a law. What will you give? Give them a miscarrying womb and dry breasts. Every evil of theirs is in Gilgal. And there I began to hate them, because of the wickedness of their deeds. I will love them no more. All their princes are rebels. Ephraim is stricken. Their root is dried up. They shall bear no fruit. Even though they give birth, I'll put their beloved children to death. My God will reject them, because they have not listened to him. They shall be wanderers among the nations. Israel is a luxuriant vine that yields his fruit. The more his fruit increased, the more altars he built. As his country improved, he improved his pillars. Their heart is false, and now they must bear their guilt. The Lord will break down their altars and destroy their halls. Now they'll say, we have no king, for we do not fear the Lord. And the king, what could he do for us? They utter mere words, and with empty oaths they make covenants. Their judgment springs up like poisonous weeds in the furrows of the field. The inhabitants of Samaria tremble, for the calf of Beth-el, his people mourn, and so do the idolatrous priests. Those rejoiced over it and over its glory, for it is departed from them. The thing itself shall be carried to Assyria, as tribute to the great king. Ephraim shall be put to shame, and Israel shall be ashamed of his idol. Samaria's king shall perish, and like a twig on the face of the woods. The high places of Avon, the sin of Israel, shall be destroyed. Thorns and thistles shall grow up on the altars, and they shall say to the mountains, cover us, and to the hills, warn us. From the days of Gilead you have sinned against Israel. Ere they have continued, shall not the war against the unjust overtake them in Gibeah? In no place I will discipline them, and nations shall be gathered against them, when they are bound up with their double iniquity. Ephraim was a trained calf that loved to thresh, and I spared her fair neck. I will put Ephraim to the yoke. Judah must plow, Jacob must harrow for himself. So for yourself righteousness, reap steadfast love. Break up your fallow ground, for it is time to seek the Lord, that he may come and rain righteousness upon you. You have plowed iniquity, you have reaped injustice, you have eaten the fruit of lies, and because you have trusted in your own way, and in the multitude of your words, therefore the tumult of war shall arise among your people, and all your fortresses shall be destroyed. Shalom destroyed Beth Arbel on the day of battle. Mothers who are dashed in pieces with their children. Thus it shall be done to you at Bethel, because of your great evil. At dawn the king of Israel shall be utterly cut off. When Israel was a child, I loved him, and out of Egypt I called my son. The more they were called, the more they went away. They kept sacrificing to the Baals and burning offerings to idols. Yet it was I who taught Ephraim to walk, and I took them up by their arms. But they did not know that I healed them. I led them with cords of kindness, with the bands of love, and I became to them as one who eases the yoke on their jaws, and I bent down to them and fed them. They shall not return to the land of Egypt, for Assyria shall be their king. Because they refused to return to me, their sword shall rage against their cities, consuming the bars of their gates, and devour them because of their own counsels. And my people are bent on turning away from me. And though they call out to the Most High, he shall not raise them up at all. How can I give you up, O Ephraim? How can I hand you over, O Israel? How can I make you like Adam? How can I treat you like Zeboim? My heart recoils within me. My compassion grows warm and tender. I will not execute my burning anger. I will not again destroy Ephraim, for I am a God and not a man, the Holy One in your midst. I will not come in wrath. You shall go after the Lord. You will roar like a lion. When you roar, his children shall come trembling from the west. And they shall come trembling like birds from Egypt, and like doves from the hand of Assyria. Land of Assyria. And I will return to their homes, declares the Lord. Ephraim had surrounded me with lies, and the house of Israel with deceit. And Judah still walks with God, and is faithful to the Holy One. And Israel feeds on the wind, and pursues the east wind all day long. They multiply falsehoods and violence. They make a covenant with Assyria, and oil is carried to Egypt. The Lord is an indictment against you, and will punish Jacob according to his ways. He will repay him according to his deeds. In the womb he took his brother by the heel, and in his manhood he strove with God. He strove with the angel and prevailed. He wept and saw his favor. He met God at Bethel, and there God spoke with him. The Lord, the God of hosts. The Lord is his memorial name. So you, by the help of God, return. Hold fast to love and justice, and wait continually for your God. A butcher in whose hands are false balances, he loves to oppress. And Ephraim has said, but I am rich. I found wealth for myself. In all my labors, they cannot find me. In me, iniquity of sin. I am the Lord your God from the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God from the land of Egypt. And again will make you dwell in tents of Israel in the days of the appointed feast. I spoke to the prophets, and it was I who multiplied riches. And though the prophets gave parables, if there is iniquity in Gilead, it shall surely come to nothing. In Gilgal they sacrifice bulls. Their altars are like stone heaps on the furrows of the field. Jacob fled to the land of Aram. There Israel served for a wife, and a wife he got a sheep. By a prophet the Lord brought Israel up from Egypt, and by a prophet he was God. Ephraim has given be a provocation, and his love will leave his blood guilt on him, and he will repay him for his disgraceful deeds. Proverbs 29. He was often reproved, yet stiff as his neck will suddenly be broken beyond healing. When the righteous increase, the people rejoice, but when the wicked rule, the people groan. He who loves wisdom makes his father glad, but a companion of prostitute squanders his wealth. By justice a king builds up the land, but he who exacts gifts tears it down. A man who flatters his neighbor spreads a net for his feet. An evil man is ensnared in his transgression. A righteous man sings and rejoices. A righteous man knows the rights of the poor. A wicked man does not understand such knowledge. So offers set a city aflame, and the wise turn away wrath. The wise man has an argument with the fool. The fool only rages and laughs, and there is no quiet. Bloodthirsty men hate one who is blameless, and seek the life of the upright. A fool gives full vent to his spirit, and a wise man quietly holds it back. If a ruler listens to falsehood, all his officials will be wicked. The poor man and the oppressor meet together. If the Lord gives light to the eyes of both, the king faithfully judges the poor, his throne will be established forever. The rod and the reproof give wisdom, but a child left to himself brings shame to his mother. When the wicked increase, transgression increases, but the righteous will look upon their downfall. Discipline your son, he will give you rest. He will give delight to your heart. And when there is no prophetic vision, the people cast off restraint. But blessed is he who keeps the law. By mere words a servant is not disciplined, but though he understands, he will not respond. You see a man who is hasty in his words, it is more hurt for a fool than for him. Whoever pampers his servant from childhood will in the end find him his head. And a man of wrath stirs up strife, and one given to anger causes much transgression. One's pride will bring him life, and he who is lowly in spirit will obtain honor. The partner of a thief hates his own life, but he hears the curse, but discloses nothing. And the fear of a man lays a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord is safe. And he seeks the face of the Lord, but it is from the Lord that a man gets justice. An unjust man is an abomination to the righteous, and one whose way is straight is an abomination to the wicked. Psalm 36. Transgression speaks to the wicked deep in his heart. There is no fear of God before his eyes, for he flatters himself in his own eyes that his iniquity cannot be found out and hate. The words of his mouth are trouble and deceit. He seeks to act wisely and do good. He plots trouble while on his bed. He sets himself in a way that is not good. He does not reject evil. Your steadfast love, the Lord, extends to the heavens. Your faithfulness to the clouds. Your righteousness is like the mountains of God. Your judgments are like the great deep. Man and beast you save, O Lord. Precious is your steadfast love, O God. The children of mankind take refuge in the shadow of your wings. They feast on the abundance of your house, and you give them drink from the river of your delights. For with you is the fountain of life. In your light do we see light. O continue your steadfast love to those who know you, and your righteousness to the upright of heart. Let not the foot of arrogance come upon me, nor the hand of the wicked drive me away. There the evildoers lie fallen. They are thrust down, unable to rise. Now that's done, I shall now do the Lord's Prayer. Please bow your heads. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we also forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. See you tomorrow. Bye.